Welcome back. There's a worrying new trend among Aussie girls, skipping meals to compensate for the calories they plan to consume later during binge drinking sessions. And to follow that, in the US, there's been a rise of a number of teens drinking, check this out, hand sanitizer as a quick way to get high. So I brought in the experts, Dannielle Miller, Troy Jones, who should have called me first, and Tracey. What's going on with our teens here? Tracey, I'm going to start off with you.
Look, I think it's always the way with teenagers. I mean, I don't know about you, but I used to go through Mum and Dad's house and try to find the Listerine or anything in the cupboard that had alcohol in it. And so did my group of friends. I did.
Look how you
I'm a reasonable, member of society. I just think teenagers push boundaries at that age. If it's not going to be hand sanitizer, it's going to be something else. Sure, and a small percentage of kids that do this, they do have addiction issues, and that should be dealt with. However, the serious issue here is this drinking anorexia thing. Although, having said that...
Drunkorexia, I think is what it's been.
Drunkorexia, and yet that continues through to middle age. I've been out with groups of mothers in book clubs and they've gone, oh, I haven't had dinner tonight because I want to drink half a bottle of wine. So I think it's pretty common.
Mate, back in the day, Troy, we used to have a glass of milk before you went out, maybe, but you'd still have a meal.
Yeah, I think it was almost the plan. You would have a meal so that you could go out and have a few drinks.
Something to vomit later on.
Cheating.
Well, no, not for me. I sort of stuck with that my whole life. But I agree with Tracey. I mean, I do a bit of exercise, not as much as I should. But there's girls that I go and exercise with in particular that discuss with each other which is the best drink, the vodka and ice and whatever, because there's less calories. I don't think this is a kids issue. I think this is a body image issue in general. And I think that kids go for the crazy bottle of hand sanitizer because they don't have access to the...
I've seen another thing online in the States where they're putting vodka in their eyeballs. Like they're trying to, there's crazy ways. I mean, how about just drinking it? But Danny, you're our expert on body image and stuff. I mean, what's happening out there?
Tracey has hit on an important point, and that is that teens are certainly impulsive and they like to push boundaries. But at the moment we are seeing a really alarming trend in young girls in particular, binge drinking and dieting excessively. So I think the fact that girls are counting calories, then we see the dangerous end of that coming when they're also binge drinking. Teen girls are the biggest binge drinking demographic in this country, and we're a nation of drinkers, and they are absolutely dieting en masse, and they are being marketed to as such. One of the popular products at the moment is a drink called Skinny Girl, and the whole premise behind the whole premise behind that brand is that you can get smashed and then consume less calories at the same time. This is doing huge business. So this is something that we should be alarmed about. We can't be complacent. It's a really dangerous cocktail, if you pardon the pun, when you've got girls that are dieting excessively and girls that are drinking excessively. And I think it is quite different to the days where we might have grabbed a kebab when we were drinking or lined our stomach first. It is having huge health implications.
Well, that's the thing as well, is what they don't understand is that, you need something on your stomach, otherwise you're going to get drunk quicker, you're not going to have the fun night that you think you're going to have. I mean, you've got to drink in moderation, but try thinking about it. This whole binge drinking thing is scary. Moving on. Toddlers in Germany are under an enormous amount of stress, so much so that preschool now offers foot massages, foot spas, and just a general massage. A relaxing walk has now been established too. I mean, really, I'm stressed out by my toddler at the moment. I'd like a school like this. I'd like to come to work and have this. I mean, do we really need this? Let's start with you, Troy.
Mate, I reckon it's actually... look, it's excessive and it's insane, but it's kind of a good idea. Like, I remember my daughter went in for surgery about a year ago, and they went to so much effort before the surgery to make sure she was calm, and she thought she was going to the moon and all this stuff, so the story was there. Wow. And as a result, she woke up happier and they say recovered better. So I don't see a problem with kids being pandered to a little bit. If they come home and they're happier, the home life is more balanced and reasonable. Bit excessive, but I like the idea.
What about you, Trace?
I think it's a shame there needs to be an institution set up to do what parents should be doing, which is allowing kids to be kids. Kids do have levels of stress, but they normally ameliorate it by going for a run, rolling in the mud, putting their feet in the grass normally.
That does relax kids, doesn't it? Eating dirt?
Exactly. Throw them in the dirt. That's what I reckon. Let them have sticks to play with, and that de-stresses them. So I think it's a shame that it has to be an institutionalised thing to de-stress kids.
But, I saw a doctor on the Today Show earlier this week saying that, giving your kids a nice gentle massage does help them sleep better better and process things better.
Yeah,
is that
absolutely,
right?
and those things are really great parenting practices, whether it be storytelling, letting them have a nice long bath, massage, all those things are fantastic. What we don't need is the commercialisation of that, and that's what we're really seeing here, this trend to cash in on the fact that parents are time poor and don't want to spend the time perhaps telling a story or giving a hands-on massage. They're going to pay someone else to give the massage.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I think, though, David, you've hit on something. I think parents need to be really mindful of their stress levels, because if you're a happy parent, you'll usually have a happy child. And if you're feeling pretty overwhelmed, maybe you need to take the time out to get a massage or have your partner tell you a relaxing story, perhaps.
I'm just going to make a note to myself, is that buy my wife a spa treatment. Finally, Jessica Simpson has copped a lot of flack after calling her little girl Maxwell Drew. And so this week, the world's most hated baby names have been revealed. On the list, please check your family before I say this. The girls' list is Bertha, Michaela, Gertrude and Destiny. And for the boys, Jackson's pretty common, Michael, Tristan and Aiden. Michael, how did Mike get on there? Anyway, what do we think of that?
Look, my job early was to come up with, well, I came up with the idea, it was my job, was to come up with crazy names. And I came up with some super ones that just got battered straight back. I had Justice Jones, I thought was a
Justice Jones sounds like a superhero.
Correct. And then my other one I had...
As you know, Justice Jones, I've got it now, it's a TV series starring Noni Hazelhurst as the Justice of the Peace. Anyway, go on.
So that's one. Or maybe the other one I had was Bondi for a girl, but that just got dismissed as a little bit strippery and a little bit weird, but I thought they were pretty cool names.
Yeah, keep them off the pole. Danny, what do you think of these names?
He's such a clown, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look, years of teaching, it is incredibly hard when you've taught for years to pick a child's name, because every name has a connotation of some particular child that you either loved or hated. I think it's a bit sad that we're so critical of other people's choices of names. It's a big thing as a parent to come up with a name, and I hate the way we all like to have our 10 cents worth. My policy and my recommendation to parents is, when you're expecting, don't even suggest to anyone else what you'd like to call the child. You just go with what feels right for you as a family. In saying that, I have taught some kids with some crazy names. I had two twin boys who were Genghis and Swastika. Their parents had
Not
been...
called Swastika.
They were. Their parents
Where was
had been skinheads. They lived at Newtown. Their parents had been skinheads in their youth, and they called their boys Swastika and Genghis.
Swazi. Poor little Swazi had to go through school with that name. Tracey, what about this? I mean, apart from Swazi, there's kids with extra Q's in their names. There's too many hyphens.
Shaniqua.
Are we going too far? I mean, whatever happened to just a good old-fashioned name like Davo?
Yeah, look, I love Davo.
Trace.
G'day.
G'day.
Look, I worry about nominative determinism, this whole justice or hope thing. What happens if justice ends up being a criminal? What happens if swastika ends up being a hippie? I mean, you've really got to worry about labelling your kids. But you touched on a really important point for me, because I'm a word nerd. I can't stand this deliberate misspelling of names.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It makes you look like, you know, when you had the kid, you're a 17-year-old smack addict. I'm sorry, who couldn't spell. So,
well, look, if you've actually named your kid something, or if you know someone with a really unusual name, you want to defend it, or you just want to say, here's a really ridiculous one, go onto our Facebook page, click like and leave us a message, and maybe even upload a photo of that swastika kid. Thank you guys so much for coming in this morning. I think we've cleared up a few parenting issues. Coming up, beat the winter blues with our great Aussie sunshine escapes. And also ahead, do you want a body like Eva Mendes? Yes. Lady Gaga? Yes. Or Hailey Berry? Please. We'll show you the celebrity diet to get you red carpet worthy. But I know, they're not airbrushed. That's a picture. But up next, the Hollywood stars who've gone from frumpy, there he is, to fabulous.
I'm so young and